So here's an update on my other birds. These are my non-budgie birds. There is Dee-Wiz and Dottie. They bonded, and they are going to go up to breed. She still doesn't have any wing feathers, but she's such a strong flyer that she can manage to fly anyway. She can't fly upwards, but she breaks her fall so she doesn't ever crash. And with a good jump, she can get from one perch to another very easily. So she's thriving out here. And that strength and that ability to direct flight, even without her primary flight feathers, is a testament to how much of an aviary bird she is. This was never a pet. She's a fully flighted, active, normal bird.
Yes, she's very pretty.
Zoo, on the other hand, his girl was just plucking the heck out of him along with herself. So I gave up and pulled her, and I put a cone on her, and I'm going to show you that pretty soon. And Zoo is actively growing his feathers back. Happy day. If you leave a hen or another bird in plucking another bird, she'll eventually pluck him to the point where his feathers won't go back anymore. And Zoo may be in that position for part of those feathers, but it looks like a fair amount of it's going to grow back in again. Then there's these two Rosie Borks. I set them up and they did absolutely nothing. And somebody pointed out to me, hey, do you really know that they're a male-female pair? Because, you know, breeders will tell you what breeders want to tell you. So I'm actually, I clipped toenails and got a little blood. And I'm actually sent it in to have them DNA tested for sex. Because with these mutations, you can't really tell. If anything, so supposedly the little Lutino is supposed to be the girl, and the Rosie is supposed to be a boy. He's a very rosy bird, by the way. Very, very dark red. Pink, actually. But anyway, there's a couple of people that breed these around here that I've met and gone and looked at their aviaries, and their male borks were bigger than these two birds, and they had more feather than these two birds. So although the Rosie is a little bit bigger than the Lutino, I might have two girls here. But we'll know for sure when we get the DNA test back. And then if they are a pair, which I really hope they are, because I really want to breed them to each other. The Rosie one is supposed to be split to Lutino, or Rubino, if you will. So they were supposed to be a great match. However, if they aren't, there are other breeders around here, and I can go out and find me some boys. So we're just waiting to see. I just sent that out. I use Health Gene in Canada. It's like $17 a bird, and all you have to do is cut a toenail back far enough to get a little bead of blood off of it and tap it on a card, and then of course put quick stop on it. So it's easy peasy. I don't have to pluck a bunch of feathers or anything, and they turn around in a couple of weeks. Give me the answer in a couple of weeks. So I'll keep you posted on that. Zoo, grow your feathers back, and let's go look at your girl. So I had to pull Cotton because she was not only plucking him, she started really going to town on herself. And at this point, I think it's just become a bad habit. She started doing it because she had an upset stomach. But she's been well. She raised 3 beautiful, healthy chicks. She's not sick anymore, but she's still plucking herself. So I think I'm working at breaking a bad habit here at this point. That's my guess. So there she is with her little, now you'll notice it's not actually a cone. It doesn't need to be. She's alone, so she's not plucking anybody else. And so it's a ring around her neck, like a little clown's collar. I actually sent off a cone in the mail, and it was so heavy. The thing weighed like 24 grams. And like the bird only weighs 90 grams. So it was completely unusable, and I tried trimming it down and doing all kind of things to it, cutting off snaps and all that to try and lighten it up. I got it all the way down to being like 8 grams, and I put it on her head, and within a couple of hours, she was sitting on the perch with her head hanging down and the thing like bell-shaped pointing at the floor because it was so heavy she couldn't even stand up with it on. So this one weighs 3 grams. It's cut out of the bottom of a large plastic storage box. I used the other one to guide me on how big to make the neck hole. There's a slit cut in it. You can see a piece of tape on the outside edge that's holding together a slit, so I can twist it to get it around her neck, but so that she can't untwist it and pinch her own neck. There is duct tape around the inside edge so that the sharp edge won't cut her neck, and she hates it, but it's working. So things that you have to think about when you're making something like this for a bird. Obviously, you don't want it so small that it's choking them to death. But on the other hand, birds have really skinny necks. And if you make it too big, she can hook her lower beak into the ring and get stuck that way, which is very bad. So you need to make it small enough so she can't hook her lower beak into the ring while she's trying to pull it off. So she is, and you see, the heaviest side is the side with a piece of duct tape on it, so that's always going to face front. And she has gone from trying to chew on the ring around her neck to chewing on that, and that is just fine. She can just keep chewing away on that if she wants to. She is now no longer chewing on herself. You say, she doesn't look like she's plucking. She looks like she has feathers all over. That's because you haven't seen the underside of her wings. And in fact, she has started pulling out her flight feathers. You can see them on the bottom of the cage out here. Big major, and some of her mate's big major flight feathers are out here too. So I was like, okay, that's it. So she's gonna stay in here for a good month or so. And then when I put her back out, I will leave the cone on her because she will be able to fly with it. It's not a cone, it's a disc. But she will be able to fly with it. It doesn't inhibit flight. And I just may leave it on her for months to break her of this horrible plucking habit. Because it's so destructive to her and to her mate. They just need to stop, you know? So hopefully we'll put that together. So anyway, that's what's going on with my other birds. Those two do hang out together, but it may just be because, you know, they may not be a pair. That may just be because they're two of the same kind of bird, you know. So it's just like these guys hang out together. Hi, Zoo.
Zoo, she stole all your feathers. We can have this featherlessness. It's terrible.
See his little neck. So, you always know if a bird's plucking another bird because he can't pluck feathers off the back of his own head. So, that's how we know. And you see how few feathers? I mean, somebody just butchered this poor girl and then tried to pass her off as a pet bird. And basically just traumatized the heck out of her. But she loves her whiz, and they're going to make some beautiful babies. So in about a month, when I bring this girl, Cotton, back out again to be with Zoo, those two will go into that breeding cage and make their first set of babies. Wiz is 2 years old now. She's ready. And this girl, heaven only knows how old she is. The guy that I traded her for a guy that was sold her by a breeder that hacked the hell out of her wings and tried to pass her off as a pet bird. And she was just terrorized the entire time. Got put in a little tiny, she got flight taken away from her. She got put in a little tiny cage, and she had some guy coming at her trying to handle her all the time. And for, you know, she was probably a breeder, you know? So she's probably been bred before, and I have no way of knowing how old she is. But she's in good health. She's a beautiful bird. Her crest is lovely.
Hi, your girlfriend is so pretty.
And because Lutino albinoism is recessive,
It's pretty bird.
this boy right here, all of his daughters will be either Lutino or albino. He's split to whiteface, which is what an albino is, because his mother's an albino. So he could throw either Lutino or albino hens. And the other thing is he's split to pearl because Zoo, his father right here, is a pearl. The males grow out of pearling at a year old. They do a molt and they lose all their pearling. But he can throw girls that are pearls and baby boys that are pearls, and you won't be able to tell them apart. So that's why I wanted a pearl hen. So I'm going to get out of them all the girls. I will be able to tell the males from the females because all the girls will be either Lutino or albino. And the boys will either be normal or pearl. Like they'll look like their mother. So I'm going to get some interesting babies out of him. She's a beautiful bird. She has lovely conformation. She has good feathering. She's big. I just really like her. I'm very pleased with her. So, whereas this little guy, I don't know if it's just my birds or if cockatiels in general, the males are smaller than the females. But Zoo is on his second mate, and his first mate's name was Pearl, and she was bigger than him. Cotton is a little bit bigger than him, and this girl is definitely bigger than both of these guys, and his son is the same size he is. Just little guys. So I don't know if that's a cockatiel trait or if it's just my line. The back of his head.
She was being terrible to you. But I see your pin feathers. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean,
this little guy is not hand-fed or tamed in any way. He just is following his father's cues, and his father taught him how to talk, whistle, and kiss. It's very cute.
hi, Zoo.
Zoo, on the other hand, was hand-raised, so he's very tame. Okay, so that's what's going on with my other birds. Look at that bird. I can hardly wait to breed it. It's beautiful, but I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Watch. I think I have two girls. It'll come back that they're both boys. I don't have a lot of experience with Rosie Borks. So, okay. So that's it with other birds.